I know I told y'all that we was gonna do the recaps as a short, but you know, I felt we can go ahead and just hop on the live and do it there. So we're gonna go over the episode 2 recap. You know, while it's still fresh in my mind and everything, and then get my opinion, my breakdowns and everything so far. So I'll give a chance for anybody who want to hop in real quick. But in the meantime, I don't know if any of y'all remember me talking about the website I was working on, but I did promise that I would, you know, give y'all just a little glimpse of what it looks like. So I'm still in the whip as usual. I'll be moving around. So my screen just a little bit, dusty, but I'll give y'all just a little look at what it currently looks like. So the thing is, what it currently looks like is not it's gonna look like at the end of it all, but it's what it currently looks like. So y'all can see, you know, it's a little bit of progress. That's what y'all want, right? So y'all can see we working. We got the title. Obviously, this is going to be the nav bar. What we're currently working on right now is rebuilding the nav bar. So I stripped everything off of it so I could re-put it back in from scratch. I was having trouble getting, you know, the spacing and everything right. And then obviously I need this to be able to work with different screen sizes, so that a lot of it's got to do with putting things to where it's as user friendly as possible and to where things make sense. Mind you, all this stuff is currently placeholders because like I said I rebuilt this from scratch. So what I will show y'all is where it's the direction it's going to from when I rebuilt it, right? So this is the direction that it's supposed to be going. This is the original rendition, but this is actually the dark mode, right? Actually, no, this ain't even the dark mode. This is actually the custom mode. So if y'all remember when I was talking about the different themes and all that, this is actually the custom mode. And then I'll show you this page is actually the normal, right? So you'll see in the original rendition, the nav bar was already fully built out. You know, obviously it's gonna have the NSZ logo up in the top left. You know, you're gonna have that. The search bar wasn't supposed to be that long to begin with, but obviously, you know, it's in development. That's why it's in the works. Uh, your profile, everything. Hey, what's going on, Zach? And then you got your menu drop down. You're gonna be able to go to all the different pages, and then this is where the stories is gonna be. And then the thing is, though, this is supposed to be able to swap between you looking at your stories and then you looking at your trending posts. Down here, this is originally where the recommended users was going to show up. And if you paid attention to when I showed the current rendition, the recommended is right here, going to be on the left, going up and down. And now, mind you, while I'm showing y'all kind of how this is looking right now, so y'all can be a little bit motivated to what I'm working on, y'all can put in y'all recommendations, you know, because if y'all want, when this gets to testing phase, I'm gonna need guinea pigs. I'm gonna need test dummies. I'm gonna need people to help work out the kinks and everything. So if you're interested in trying to be a guinea pig when we get to testing phase, hey, you're more than welcome to. But I still wanted to give y'all a feel of how the development's going. And I promised y'all that. So this is, like I said, this is the original rendition. This is like the general color scheme we're going for. This color scheme is actually the normal mode. But what I'm thinking about is this would be a normal one. This color scheme would be like a normal 2, right? And then obviously it'll have the light mode, the dark mode, and then it'll have a custom. So it'll have like five different themes, essentially. See what I mean? So it'll be a light, norm 1, norm 2, dark, and a custom. So y'all seeing this early on in the early development stages of how it's working. So yeah, I just wanted to give y'all a quick little update on that because I obviously promised it to y'all. But to get to the recap, right? Let's get right into it. Like I said, I wanted to speak on my thoughts of the episode 2 while it's still fresh in my mind and everything. So episode 2, obviously, like I said, we're looking at a 70s show. What's going on, Glitch? How you feeling? Um, so the episode 2, naturally, we're watching the 70s show, right? 70s feel still all the way around. You know, theme song is still clicking to me. The animations, it don't feel as the animations itself does not feel as different as the first episode, because I think obviously I'm getting um I'm still getting a feel for the how the anime itself is, because obviously, you know, it's almost like you got to retrain your brain so that you can get away from this ain't new, this is old, right? We talking the anime recap episode 2 of Tomorrow's Joe. Glitch, we're talking my recap of episode 2 of Tomorrow's Joe. For those of y'all don't know that one, it's Ashita no Joe, the Japanese name of it. So my I'll tell you this, the episode 2 has got me a little bit more irritated than episode 1. And I'll tell you why. Because throughout the episode, my whole impression of Joe went from episode 1 being, all right, you know, they separating this man as hey, oh, you a fan? Hey, look, I'm doing the recaps because I promised somebody, but we sticking with it now. So we're gonna get through the episode. So hey, you can stick around tomorrow um for when I do the episode 3 recap. Obviously, I'm gonna end up watching it today, naturally, but I'm gonna hold off on doing the recap until tomorrow. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Hey, one person put me on to this. That's why we in. That's why we checking this out. So I'm gonna keep on it. But like I said, between the episode 1 and episode 2, my impression of Joe himself, I thought, okay, episode 1, they put a heavy impression on he an out of towner, he an outsider, he ain't from here. That's my big impression of episode 1 of Joe specifically. Episode 2, it's like they honed in on, hey, yo, he kind of a jackass, you know, he a little bit of an asshole, just a little bit, you know, because we don't really fully know the backstory just yet at this point in time of what he doing, what his goals is, what he trying to accomplish. You know, we just see that he in there trying to throw hands. That's all he trying to do, and I can respect it. You know, you watch Dragon Ball, Goku just trying to throw hands, but his way of going about throwing hands is obviously not even close to the same. So I can respect it, but at the same time, currently at that time, and like all the way up to probably the last 5 minutes of the episode, I'm just like, yo, what you doing? I see you trying to throw these hands, but you taking advantage of Donpei's his passion, which his Donpei's passion. Yeah, I get it. You know, it felt a little bit too much. You know, that he trying to, hey, you gonna box, you know, you trying to find the median pretty much between feeling if Donpei is trying to do this for himself or do this for Joe, and you know, it's like a weird balance of both. You know, because Donpei obviously he wants to be in the boxing world. He wants Joe to be in the boxing world, but he ain't trying to get Joe in the boxing world to make a profit for himself. That's what I'm saying. It's a weird balance. That's what I'm feeling right now. So Donpei, and just let me know if I'm saying his name wrong, but Donpei, his passion is admirable. The extent that he's going through to try to bring in Joe, he could have went about it just a little bit better, you know. It's because any normal person, you're gonna be looking like, hey, you too close, back up. Okay, cool, you went cold turkey with the alcohol, that's all and good. You know, it don't get out of your system within a whole day. You know, if you've been drinking for that long, you say you got some health problems you probably got worried about by then. But you know, by the end of the episode, let's not even go by the end of the episode. Let's talk about the street fight. The street fight itself, was different, because that's when I really was like, yo, yeah, Joe kind of an asshole. But the first street fight, okay, cool, he's trying to throw hands. Dante, he jumping on him, and then he, nah, you got to kill me to get to him or whatever. That's when I was just like, man, you don't want him to get hurt, but at the same time, you trying to protect his boxing figure, but at the same time, that could have been your moment right there to figure out what he could and couldn't do. But it was a weird little twist to that for me, but I do feel like by the time the actual, I guess you could call it a round two of that, by the time the round two came around for that, we didn't really get to see as much of it as the round one, where he hopped on the slide. Joe was smart too to hop on that slide. All right, yeah, y'all coming at it one at a time type stuff, So he was smart in that. You could tell he got street smarts with them fighting skills, because you just hopping on the slide, you minimizing how many people can come at you at one time. That's literally street smarts. You know what that reminds me of? Another anime that I just recently started. Are you from Bangladesh, huh? That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for checking in for sure. If y'all want, while we talking, y'all can go ahead, drop your anime recommendations in the chat. Go ahead, do that. Whether it's for me or for other people, new anime watchers, people who don't know where to start, so on and so forth. Drop y'all recommendations. We in the U.S. right now. We down to Texas. The heat cranking. The sun is out today. The sun is not playing. It is 90 degrees out here right now. But hey, who knows? One day I'll probably get to check out Bangladesh. I heard about it quite a bit, so yeah, I'd be okay with definitely checking that out. Obviously when we get a little bit of traction, and I'd be able to support them type of travels, But for sure, I'm gonna definitely be trying to pull up out there one day for sure. You're gonna have to be the one to give me a tour. But so what was I talking about last? The street fight. So yeah, I was saying that oh, you 11:58 right now? Yeesh. Oh, you about to go to sleep. Yeah, you about to go to sleep, huh? Unless you a night out, you about to go to sleep. Devontae. But so yeah, the street fight, right? When I was talking about how he got them street smarts of knowing how to fight, he really know how to take advantage of his I guess you can call it situational awareness, right? So situational awareness pretty much giving you the ability to pay attention to what's around you and know how to use certain stuff. So I like how they showed a lot of what was going on in the first street fight. By the time we got to the second round of it, though, I really wish that they'd have showed a little bit more, because the first street fight around, I'm like, okay, it's going down. He holding it down and everything. By the time we get to the end of the round two, and Dante, he dragging himself across where however long that distance was, and then them little kids pull up and trying to help and everything. Look, it was done by the time. Nah, I don't know Bangladesh. I don't speak it. By the time this channel get to the point where I can actually bring in a little bit of funds to be able to do some meet and greets and all that, then I should be able to South Asian. So you talking about like around the Vietnam, Thailand, around Thailand, close to around Thailand. I'm not too familiar with the with the South Asian countries for too much, but I'm gonna assume you referring to it's pretty close to Thailand. Dream country, the U.S. you might have to hold off on that one for a little bit. I'm gonna tell you, it ain't obviously me being born and raised here. You got to come here with the right mentality. Let's just put it like that. You got to come here with the right mentality. I, I respect how anyone who is not from the U.S. comes here, and then they want to come here to do better, to be better, to just get better in general, right? That I fully respect all that. Anyone who want to come over here and then and one day gonna change everything, right? But for anyone who wants to come to the U.S. out of the country, but they ain't up to no good, you ain't doing nothing but messing it up for other people, you know. So for any of y'all who really trying to come down here, even if it's a visit, to live, whatever, fully respect it, fully respect it for sure, you know, because most people who come here from out of the country, you know, they most of them that I know, they going to the college and everything. They put in the grind to do what they're trying to do to make their family better. Fully respect it. But if you go to the wrong areas or you go into the wrong influence and everything, somebody else is gonna mess that up for you. And then it's gonna go from, dang, I really wanted to be there, to I will never go there again. And you don't want to have that. You don't want to end up in that point. So when you get to the point where it's time for you to legit come down here, and then you want to figure out where you want to check out first and everything, make sure you choose the right places to go to. You really do your research to figure out where you want to be, so that you know what areas not to go to that's gonna mess up your impression of the U.S., if you get what I'm saying. If that makes sense. uh if if you really want to come out here, just do your research, find the right places, you organize your vacation or whatever, to where you to all the places that you really want to hit, that's not going to cause you no trouble, that's not going to get you in trouble, it's not going to impact your view of how you could really make it, you know. Because there's the every country is different, every continent and everything's different, right? So every newer generation, every age gap and everything, everybody operate on a different level, everybody on a different wavelength. So you going around, if you're an older person, and then you get around a bunch of young people or whatever, and it's the young people who doing reckless stuff, you're gonna be looking at it like, what's come on now, what's going on? Y'all need to chill out. Like, go do something with your life. That's what the older people are gonna be like. If you're a younger person and then you go into an older area, but you want, the extra young people energy, you're gonna be looking at it like, this place is slow, you know. So you got to feel out if you want a fast pace. If you want a fast-paced location, you want a slow-paced location, you think you're more of an open person, you want to go check out mountains, you want to go check out cities, you want to go check out, a little bit more country areas, like you want to go check out places that got a little bit more pop music, rock music, there's so many different places that you can go and do depending on what you like to currently do, if that makes sense. For anyone who's in the US and watching, you could probably confirm what I'm saying. That's what's up. Shout outs to India, for sure, for sure. And Fukre, I'm gonna assume I'm saying it right. Correct me if I'm wrong. My bad if I said it wrong. But you being from India, you watched what's his name? He from Houston. He did a couple music videos out there. Well, he not from Houston, but he from India. I don't know where specifically, but he do music videos. I gotta figure out what his name was. But fly me to America. I'm in America. What you mean? No, that wasn't his name. No, that I don't know who that is. But if you got music recommendations, you can definitely drop them for sure. I'll check it out. But yeah, most of what I'm going on about for the for my description of the U.S. and how you can really capitalize on enjoying your experience. That was mainly for Neymar. I'm assuming I'm saying his name right. But for anyone else that's out of the country, I really want y'all to listen to what I'm saying, and and making sure that when you do come to visit, or whatever, you don't want to mess up your impression of what's in your head about the US. But there's plenty of things that or places that you can go to here that will mess that up for you. So just make sure that y'all doing your research. Make sure that y'all don't bother to get in no bad influences. You don't want to get in trouble here and then all of a sudden you can't come back again. Especially with the state of how things is right now. Yeah, you do something wrong, you get in with the wrong crowd or whatever, you ain't gonna do nothing but mess it up for you. And you don't want that. I don't want that for you, right? Because then you're gonna be the next person hopping online talking about some, hey, look, the US ain't all that. Which every place got its good, its bad, its ugly. Every place do. That just come with the territory. So I recommend that whenever it's y'all time for y'all to go ahead and do y'all visits here, whether you want to go and check out New York, whether you want to go check out California, whether you want to check out Texas or Florida. Make sure your energy is right. Make sure that you going into places where you're not gonna get in trouble. If it looks like it's gonna get you in trouble, get up out of there. Get up out of there. Go. There's a whole nother city you can go check out in that same state. You know. I prefer for y'all to do things the right way. You know. And then even if it take a little bit longer for you to get out here, don't put a rush on things. Make sure your paperwork is right. Make sure your identification is right. You know. Don't be overspending. Y'all know how that stuff go. So I want y'all to make sure y'all fully prepared when y'all do come out here. I do recommend y'all come out here. Do I have any recommendations? No, because I don't know what you like. I don't know what your preferences is, and none of that. That's something that you got to feel out. But all I'm saying, just make sure that you come right. All right. But I ain't gonna veer too far from the original topic. So for those of y'all who in here right now, we talking about the episode 2, my impression, my recap for the Ashita no Joe. Tomorrow's Joe, for those of y'all who don't know the Japanese name. So I was talking last about my biggest differences between the first street brawl and then the second round. So I like how in the first one they showed way more of what was going on with the fight and everything. I like how they showed his street smarts and everything. He hopping on the slide, he throwing hands, he got the situational awareness, the whole nine, right? You get to the round 2, and then you kind of see a little bit of what's going on, and then most of that focus on the round 2 was on Dompe. Joe, no. he trying to go save somebody, and he's still hurt, And then you got the little youngins coming in trying to help him over there, the whole nine. But by the time they get over there, the fight done. And then Joe, he had a moment that reminded me of Zoro's "Nothing Happened." If y'all got that far, if you know, but Joe had a "Nothing Happened" moment in that round 2. They ain't lay a finger on me. Man's bleeding. You can tell he been using this. He been punching so much that his hands ain't even sitting right anymore. He got to let them things heal. But then he gets to the point where hey, finally come around. You know what? I'm a box, but I'm gonna need 3 meals a day. I'm gonna need some bread every day. So now we're getting somewhere. So I can already expect that. And in the episode 3, I'm already expecting. Okay, cool. It's time to get to training. Now, am I expecting a first fight or like a little scrimmage type deal, whatever? Probably not in episode 3, but I'm ready to see what's to it. Now, the only other thing that I really got to point out too, I was saying, if y'all was here when I was talking about how most of the episode 2, Joe been getting in my nerves with the whole cocky thing or whatever. Like I don't have the full backstory yet to really understand his character fully. So the energy that he's giving me is you an asshole, bro. You an asshole. You extorting you extorting Dante's passion to get you some bread or whatever, you know. So I think that whenever we do get his little backstory, um, mind you, I'm talking for somebody who ain't never seen it yet. So when we do get his backstory, who knows? Maybe it'll sit with me more on why he is the way he is, you know, because that's the in between stuff that we figure out. Pause, you know. But other than that, for the most part, I think that even though the whole episode 2, I was kind of, you know, a little bit irritated. Though I do like the first street brawl, but I do like the episode. And even with the irritated state that I was in with Joe himself for the most part, as far as like how he was carrying himself, I think that the episode 2 sits with me better than the episode 1, because I said by the episode 2 I was already accustomed to the animation being a little bit different or whatever. I was, you know, I was already in tune with the whole 70s music in the episode 1 for sure. But you know, obviously everything was sitting a little bit more with me in episode 2. And then I was giving the descriptions on the street brawls, the vibes, whatever. Let's not even forget about the little kids running around and how he'd come up talking about, yeah, y'all my underlings, out of nowhere. And they would yeah, they wasn't feeling that at first, you know. They would, yeah, all right, who was you? But hey, I mean, they turned around and fell in line. So it is what it is at that point. But hey, we're gonna see just how useful they really is, because I mean, for the most part, when he recruited them, he wasn't doing nothing but pretty much conning people. That's what it seemed like to me. So, you know, I am ready to see a little bit more what Joe's backstory is, just to kind of cement in his character, you know. Kind of like when you go through like Naruto, and then you go through the initial couple episodes, you know, you don't really have too much of a backstory on him. You know, you just got the fact that, okay, you see he by himself, you see he lived by himself, you know. Obviously people don't want to be around him, so you know, it's kind of thing where we're still kind of like setting the tone of the show, setting the scene of the show. So I'm not rushing it, but I'm ready for it, if that makes sense. Y'all agree with what I'm saying? Disagree? Y'all got different views? Y'all even remember the episode 2? I know I'm extra delayed in watching it, but for those of y'all who have seen it, yeah, y'all got the same impression. Y'all got a different impression. Like I said, I'm more than likely get to checking the episode 3 out today. I'm still in the process of moving, so it's getting ready to be a busy day. So this is my first break of the day that I had to take care of the oil change for the whip, because obviously I've been doing a whole lot of driving, and I'm getting ready to do a whole other road trip within the next week. So I needed to get that oil change taken care of. We need some new tires pretty soon. We're gonna need the brakes checked soon. Yeah, we got some stuff to work on. So between that and then the move itself, it's just gonna be pretty busy. But after all that's done, when we get to, I'd say about the 1st of July, that's when everything kind of mellow out. And then that's when I say y'all finna be getting flooded with the content. You heard? Like it's finna, y'all ain't gonna be able to keep up with it. Like, it's probably gonna be to the point to where I'm getting so much in finally that I'm a legit had to like just schedule it in advance for y'all to see, you know. That way y'all can have time to go ahead and be ready to sit in if y'all want to sit in. Because y'all know by now, for those of y'all who kind of seen some of the other videos, I really don't care about a lot of stuff, other than the fact that I'm just here to have the conversations, you know. So y'all more than welcome to interact in the chat to talk about it. If you think I'm crazy on some of my views, and you think you standing 10 toes down on what you think, you hop in that chat. Go ahead, say I'm crazy. Let's talk about it. Let's find out why your opinion is better than mine. That's what these conversations is for, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and give y'all that recap as promised. For those of y'all who who hopped in a little bit later, if y'all rewind, y'all get to check out a little bit of the website that I was talking about in earlier lives that I'm working on, social media website. And then y'all got that little glimpse of what it currently looks like and what it's working toward to. Like, I ain't giving y'all too much. I can't do all that yet. You're going, if you want to be a guinea pig though, I don't like calling people guinea pigs, but I just use that term a lot. If you want to be part of the test group, let's put it like that. If you want to be part of the test group for the website, I will event once I feel like I'm getting pretty close to the testing phase. That's when I'm probably gonna go ahead and work on the lineup for who all can be, some of the testers for me, right? And then obviously no, you're not gonna get no reimbursement or nothing like that. But what you will get is the fact that once it's fully deployed, it will be for the fully customizable features and all that. It will have a like a 5 a month membership or whatever for that. But there's gonna be a basic use, which obviously is gonna have your main stuff, and then you'll still have the normal one, the normal two, theme selector, so on and so forth. But for the full customization package and all that, obviously it'd be like a 5 a month type deal. So for anyone who's a test part of the test group, you're not gonna have to worry about the whole premium membership or all that. You're gonna be able to have the full access to be able to fully test stuff out for me, if that makes sense. But what I need you to do is to actively be, using it during that test period and give me the feedback that I need. Not just, oh, it looks cool, it's great. If you couldn't tell from these conversations on the anime, I'm looking for the in between stuff. I'm looking for the in between stuff that's gonna help me figure stuff out and make it better for y'all. Not just, hey, it's good. There's nothing wrong at all. No, I need to hear, hey, this feels a little bit slow, but I'm not sure. Can you look into it for me? Hey, I couldn't get this message to send to this person that I added. Can we look into this? Like that's the whole point of having a test phase, right? You wanted to get you want to identify all the deficiencies so you can work on them, so you can make it as best as possible. Because my whole goal is to gets to kick Facebook out the water, is to kick Instagram out the water. Yeah, I mean, shoot, we might end up if it gets big and good enough. Yeah, I might end up getting them to meet some of them owners, and then they're gonna probably be like, oh yeah, you was yeah, you real competitive. You was talking about getting us out of here. Hey, come with the territory, right? Y'all don't like people competing with y'all. Y'all want people on y'all stuff. We want people over in NetSpace zone. We want them in the NSZ. So yeah, the if y'all do want to support, obviously I'm gonna drop the Cash App for the website, obviously in the description. Later on, there's going to be a crowdfunding thing going on for the website. So once that actually gets put together, the information for that will get put out and everything, right? So like I said, don't say anything between now and me actually getting the information for the test phase up before y'all start talking about, I want to be a part. That's cool. I ain't gonna remember it. Wait until I put together the information for the test phase, because that's when it's gonna be a video that's like straight website. That's all we're gonna be talking, a straight website. What it's currently looking like, where it's going, what the potential timeline is looking like, how many people that we need to do the testing, what I expect from the people in the test group. We trying to push quality, right? So that's what I need. I don't need no people in the test group who only gonna be using it to use it, but ain't gonna give no type of feedback, right? So that's what I need. But that's as much of a heads up as y'all gonna get right now until I get enough time to actually finish working things out. But until then, there will be another live later, obviously for the Naruto conversation. I ain't gonna give y'all the topic just yet. I'll probably do a short, giving y'all a heads up in advance. Hey, we getting ready to go live in the next hour, 2 hours, whatever. This is what we're going over, if y'all need to think about it, But that's all I got for y'all for now. My break's over. It's about time to get back to this house, get going with this move. So until then, Appreciate y'all hanging out, and I'm gonna catch y'all next time.